Hi friends, today's discussion is GDPR means General Data Protection Regulations by European Union. It's a revolution in the world techno-legal scenario. It has become a de facto legislation or de facto law of entire world, and it is one of the biggest and the prominent privacy law in the whole world and the entire world. Though the regulations pertains to the data of the European Union people, but the entire world is watching the effect, how these regulations are going to be complied with, and how much these corporates, including the Indian corporates who are dealing with the EU citizens data, will be successful at the end of the day, because it is going to create a great data culture in our corporate, in our society, and with the people who are always subjected to the data privacy, the infringement and all this will be more secure. Our personally identifiable information will be more secure, and we get a good culture of data privacy and data security, and obviously it is connected with the cyber crime, because ultimately if the data privacy is intact and there is no breach on the part of the corporate or any other latches or any, be it from the part of the controller, data controller, or be it part of, from the data processor, if the privacy is maintained, if the security is maintained, ultimately the number of crime or the cyber crime will be minimized. Now the point is, today's discussion pertains about GDPR, and it contains 99 articles and nearly 200 page regulation. It's a very long, complex regulations, but some of the articles we're going to mention in our video today, so that which has got a vast effect on even in Indian corporate as well. And actually, take for example, recently in one of the family of a USA, they complained, they alleged that they had a smart devices, IoT enabled, AI enabled IoT device in their house, and that device was actually collecting and spying and recording the conversations, private conversation of their family, and sending the same to the person in the contact list. In my video, you're going to find some practical approach, because since long I'm working on techno and different legal perspective, and in one of the case, the cyber adjudicator of West Bengal has passed an order wherein the wife was subjected to privacy infringement by her own husband when her mobile was attacked by or injected with the Trojan virus, and all the conversation, whatever the lady was making, whatever account he was accessing to that mobile phone, which was injected with that Trojan was there in the mobile of the wife, and it was repeatedly sending different data communications and whatever the lady was doing at the for a span of 2 or 3 months, and later on the entire data was being used to file a divorce application. So privacy has become a big issue, not only for the outsider, but with the corporate, with the members, with the other people. And obviously a legislature which is going to help us secure our data, person's data, individuals data, highly secure personal data, personally identifiable data, will be of great use for us. And GDPR, it is a not only from the perspective of the European Union corporate, but from the perspective of Indian corporate who are dealing with the processing or working as a data controller, or even taking the help from the cloud and all this, and all the time having keeping the data, storing the data, processing the data, analyzing data. And there are big marketing companies who are directly dealing with the data. There are data analytics companies who are analyzing the data. There are companies in India who earns huge amount of revenue from dealing with from the European countries, dealing with the data of the European Union citizens. So for those countries as well, GDPR compliance is very much necessary. And not only from that perspective of GDPR and European Union's citizens data. If our corporates gear up and be prepared for the GDPR and like law, then we will be more prepared in the days to come for our laws. Say for example, our personal data privacy bill has already been placed by the Sri Krishna committee, and if this bill came into as an act, then we'll see the same kind of consequences and same kind of things. Say for example, if non-compliance of GDPR will invite penalty to the tune of 2 to 4% of the annual global turnover, or 10 to 20 million euro, whichever is higher. Now, if that being so, compliance of GDPR and the knowledge of how to comply and what to comply and what to do and what not to do by the corporates of India, the entities of the India are very much required. I'm going to discuss this video on general data protection regulations in a practical approach through my PPT. So let us see what is there in the GDPR